for the company for the quarter gone by. And Sandeep, while the revenue growth has been about 7% and profit growth has been 6%, which is slightly lower than expectation and lower versus last quarter too, what led to this relatively muted profit in a quarter where we know that AMCs have had it very easy?
No, I think the way we have to see this is I think the numbers are actually very encouraging. This quarter we have adopted Ind AS, which is the new accounting standards. I think let me first give you overall the business number, then I'll come to the financial numbers. This quarter we have become the largest retail mutual fund in India. Our retail mutual fund assets cross 78,000 crores. Overall, as an AMC, we cross 4 lakh crores from there's a growth of 8%, and the mutual fund also from 2,20,000 has the average assets have crossed 2,47,000 crores, which is about 8%. The overall overall equity share in our assets has moved up from 28% to 36%, and SIPs also clearly I think we have crossed 10,000 crore annualized book. So effectively, if you were to see, we used to do roughly about 75,000 SIPs a month the same time, and right now we are doing about 1 lakh SIPs. Because of the change in accounting standards, what has happened is I think if you have to take away the mark to market which comes into play. So if you exclude the mark to market on investments, the PBT has gone up from 133 crores to 180 crores, which is a jump of 35%. That's why I mentioned I think it needs to be seen a little differently, because that if you look at the core business, the profitability has gone up by 35%.
We also have Minoru Kimura, who's the Executive Officer and Head of Asia Pacific as well, joining in. But Sandeep, just one more question to you before I move forward to the next speaker. Just wanted to understand about the new accounting standards which have been adopted for the first time. That's got an entire impact as well, which was taken in the first quarter. Besides other income, how else have they impacted your financials?
So let me take the second question first. Broadly, I think other than the investments, there is not going to be major impact. Anything significant, there could be small here or there, but there's not going to be any major impact. That is one. Number two, I think it's not going to be, you cannot take the entire impact of that in the first quarter. It's going to be a recurring thing. What happens is, I think today, whatever because of the market volatility, whatever are the investments done in the market, based on that, some quarters it can go up, some quarters it will come down based on the market valuations. That's why exactly I mentioned earlier, the way you need to see this is, you need to see PBT X of mark to market, the notional mark to market. Now, it's not even mark to market, it's a notional mark to market. If you see that number, it goes up from 133 to 180 crores, which is a profit of 35%. So clearly, I think the number is, the notional loss, mark to market loss or gain, which will be there quarter after quarter, will not be very significant, but at the same time, I think clearly overall, from the overall core business operations, we see the trend to be positive. Clearly, the fact that our equity share has been going up as from 26% going to 37%, annualized SIP book of 10,000 crores, all these things will keep adding to the operating leverage over the next 1 or 2 years. So we remain excited about the prospects of the company.
All right. My next question is, of course, to Mr. Kimura. How are you looking at, the numbers that have been delivered? We've seen a lot of investment interest from Nippon Life Insurance. Any plans for Nippon Life to further increase stake in the AMC or the insurance if the regulatory norms allow you that?
Well, I cannot say, what's specifically numbers for our future investment, but clearly Nippon Life is trying to expand international business, especially in the Asia and Pacific area. So maybe we can see some further investment opportunity. If there is some good investment opportunities, we will do some further investment.
AUM growth has been 12% year on year. Share of equity assets, they've gone up by 37%. What is leading to share of equity assets improving and outlook on AMC growth going forward?
Like I mentioned, I think last quarter also, when I came on the channel after the results, focus remains on profitable growth. I think so. If we are not chasing market share, for us, the key remains basically profitable growth. And based on that, I think if we were to look at it, I think the way we have been executing our strategy has been simple. A has been focusing more on retail, focusing more on equity, and C is trying to focus more on sticky assets which are profitable. To give a perspective, that's exactly with that strategy we've been focusing a lot on investors from smaller cities and towns. We are one of the largest in as far as the in B30 markets are concerned. Also, I think we are right now present in more than 100 cities and towns. Our total presence is 289 locations, wherein 100 locations we are the only one present. So I think for us the focus remains profitable growth. So we are not chasing market share, but clearly I think our product mix, I think if you were to look at it from a long-term point of view, our endeavor will be to keep increasing retail assets, equity assets, profitable assets, which will finally have a positive impact on the bottom line.
Okay, Sandeep, the last time, your annualized SIP flows were at about 9,000 crore rupees. What's the outlook ahead in terms of SIP flows, given the recent fall in equities, especially mid and small caps? Any key observations in terms of customer behavior?
I think before I give you the outlook, or the number, which is more difficult, I think it's important to understand what has happened in the last 12 months. If you look at the last 12 months, we started the last financial year, 1st of April. I think the total number of SIPs were 18 lakh 60,000. As we talk today, the total number of SIPs are 28 lakhs. The total annualized book at that point of time was 6,000, and today it is 10,000. I think clearly for us, like I said, I think, and also in line with the earlier question, our focus remains basically on retail sticky assets. Clearly this 10,000 crores, I think we would like to see this number touching 20,000 crores in next 3 years, or maybe even sooner. So, so that's exactly the reason why I said, for us, I think the key core lies in execution in smaller cities and towns. And we have been seeing a very positive trend in spite of the volatility that's been there in the last 3 to 4 months. Investors coming from small cities and towns have been increasing. That's exactly the reason why what we were doing 75,000 SIPs a month has gone to 1 lakh SIPs in this quarter.
Right, Mr. Kimura, you have been key investor in Reliance Group, the life insurance and the AMC business. Any plans to stick up, to increase your stake in other Indian businesses? Which sectors look attractive to you?
Well, Nippon Life is basically, focusing on the life insurance business and asset management business. So far, we already have, 2 business here in India as a joint venture of Reliance Group. So I think, we are pretty much focusing on those 2 joint venture to be more successful in India.
Thanks very much, both of you, for taking us through your numbers, your earnings. We wish you the very best for the future, and the very best for your joint venture as well.